Everybody, this is Euro Maestro, and we are broadcasting live from Paris. And you can see the Eiffel Tower there in the distance, and look at all these crazy apartment buildings. And then we got the beautiful river and the landscape here along the side. Come one, come all. Should be in landscape. And we see Andy Donald from London. Hello, Andy. Hello, London. Awesome Mary is calling in from Denver. See the beautiful blue sky here on this Friday afternoon here in Paris. It is almost 4 o'clock. And it's not showing me the temperature for some reason. I'm sure there's a reason. Hey there from Chicago. Says, oh my God, we got Patrick Voss in the house. We got Derek. We got a Super Heart Award from Mary. Well, thank you for the Super Heart Award. Patrick Voss, we should do a broadcast together sometime. We both like to talk about politics and news. I like to also talk about science and some other subjects that I think Patrick's interested in. You're streaming from Haps, but I got your Periscope notification first. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, you can watch me on Periscope. You can watch me on YouTube Live, soon on Instagram, and on Reddit, and where else? I'm sure I'm leaving something out. YouTube. Yeah, Periscope is going away on March 31st, 2021. So a little over in 3 months, after 6 years and 6 days, Periscope will be, or Twitter will be pulling the plug on Periscope. So yeah, so I'm going to walk down to the Eiffel Tower, but I got something to show you along the way. What could that be? Perry disconnected me from following you. Oh no. Well, you might have to refollow them. I don't know why they would do that. But sometimes there's glitches like that. Salut, Mimi. Good to see you. Melissa Ann calling in from Buffalo, New York. Hello from St. Petersburg. Yassine is here. You've heard Periscope will still be available for a select few, just saying. Well, if that's true, that's awesome. I don't know if that's true, but you try to refollow, it just takes me to Twitter. Oh no. That's not good. That's really not good. I don't know what's going on there. Well, follow me on Twitter then. That's always an option. Do I want to go this way? I might want to go this way. Just DM me at Pat Boss Official on Twitter to set it up. Okay, sounds great. So the only thing about holding this iPhone 12, I think we want to go this way. In a minute, you will see exactly what I want to show you, guys. So there's a little awards button here on the right. I see some of you have been tapping that, so thank you very much for that. Hello there, Euro. Oh my God, Graham is here. Graham, good to see you. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. To use 5G signal in Paris. So Yassine, we have a very unusual 5G situation in Paris because we have a whole bunch of 5G antennas. I've got a 5G phone and I've got a 5G plan. So I have all the 3 necessary elements. But for the most part, 5G is turned off in Paris because the antennas themselves, while they're there, they're not turned on. But sometimes it's turned on in the suburbs. So sometimes when I'm in Paris on the border of the suburbs, I will pick up the 5G signals. So I was just at my gym and picked up some 5G signals there. Thank you. It has been a long time. Hey, Euro. You see, we have these yachts here in Paris, these large boats where you can have dinner. You can see the Eiffel Tower. The video is a bit sharper on Periscope. Interesting. People were saying, Dennis, just the opposite before. John Brown is in New York City and he's on Reddit. Thank you guys for the Reddit guys. Don't forget on Reddit you can do the upvote, you can give the awards, and we can get extra time on Reddit. The Eiffel Tower is tall AF. It is tall. It's over 300 meters tall there in the distance. But look what we got over there on the left. Very well aware of that. Okay, that's awesome, Miga. Frappy Tree Frog. Good to see you guys. So we also have the Statue of Liberty over there. It's very clear, says Andrea. Okay, that's good. Good image quality from Twitter and Haps. Okay, that's what I like to hear. It wasn't until I got there, made me queasy. Hi, legend. Oh my God, Matthew Culkin is here in the house. Awesome. Just subscribe. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Allie. None of the networks are on Haps. Perry is clear. Okay, well, that's good. You should have good signal out here, I would think. Do you guys see what I see in the distance there? Let's do a little zoom, maybe. Well, it's a lot of zoom. Da-da-da-da. The Statue of Liberty. Let's take the zoom off. It's a little bit too much zoom. It's too much of a zoom. I think trolls make Periscope disconnect. You're not seeing any comments here, says Allie. Yeah, well, the comments are on Haps are integrated from Reddit and Periscope and YouTube and all the different accounts. So this is an area that Des would be very familiar with. Her mom lived over here. Somehow you are broadcasting on 2 channels in Periscope. So that's normal because one is my channel, Euro Maestro, and one is the Haps channel. Too much going on the screen here on Haps. Could be. I'm not really sure, Jason. Here we will give you 182 statues, and this is ours. So let's see now. Canthenar, are you on Reddit or are you on YouTube? Haps is great. If you're willing to join Haps if the Periscope shuts down, please do so, says Yassine. Bobby Vickers in the house. She's been doing some legend scope. She interviewed the CEO on her coffee talk show, Coffee with Bobby, which was quite nice. I hear she has a very interesting guest coming on soon. So I'm looking forward to watching that. Hopefully you guys are already following her. Hello from Lincoln, says Ernie Simmons. Lincoln, Nebraska, or Jason, are you able to see your real-time viewer count on here? No, I cannot see any real-time viewer numbers. So I don't know if there's one person here or 100 people. Derek just gave me a Stay Safe award. Well, thank you. You're on Periscope. Came to share. Oh, well, that's awesome. Yeah, share on Periscope. Share on Twitter. Share to Facebook. Invite your followers. We're going to walk over to the Eiffel Tower. It's quite a nice view from here. From the UK, Lincoln, UK, Peugeot. So we have these tall modern skyscrapers in this part of Paris, which you don't see in most of Paris. Hello from Cedar City. Oh my God, Blaine is here. Blaine, I didn't think you were going to be available. I was trying. Oh my God, Blaine gave me a super hard award. Well, thank you, Blaine. That much appreciated. Periscope ending with go to Twitter. Yeah, so every time you join Periscope these days, you get prompted with a reminder to go to Twitter. Go to Twitter. So Periscope will be unfortunately ending in 3 months after 6 years of fun that we had there. And, life moves on. And we're moving on to apps. Share on Discord. Oh, yeah, I can share on my Discord server too. Blaine, how would you like to live in that big glass building on the top floor? And then you'd get a beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower. See if you can see it there. It's obscured by the tree. You can kind of see the Eiffel Tower there in the distance. Da, 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 da. Sammy says beautiful view. And then, of course, we have a view of the Statue of Liberty as well. People so afraid to walk in front of the camera. Da, 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 da. I would do it. It looks beautiful. Awesome. Well, Blaine, what I wanted to do with you is I wanted to do a scope sometime. I don't know if you're available today, but we could do it another day if you're not available today. I wanted to do a broadcast from the Eiffel Tower, and you could be in the broadcast at the same time, like a co-host. So I want to test that out. You really enjoyed Periscope, Andrea. So did I. Watch the Tour de France from the top of the building. I know. Wouldn't that be a great place to watch the Tour de France from? So I think that would be fun. That's one thing that was great about Periscope was, they let us do the beam, which was kind of nice. You could have up to 3 people in the beam talking. But with Haps, not only can I have Blaine up in the beam talking with us, but you get to see Blaine's gorgeous face, his gorgeous mug at the same time. And that will get Blaine a lot of viewers. He just shows his mug and his profile, and people join. And Blaine gives me a Stay Safe award with that comment. I think from Haps you have a 30-second delay. Could be. Oops. Andrea, we all did the first proper live streaming app. Yeah, that's true. Twitter Live will have a beam. Oh, that's awesome if Twitter Live will have a beam. I'm going to try Twitter Live later today and see how that works out. But I think I'm at 1% of my goal. Something like that. Derek V, I've already deleted the other app. Time to do something different. Excited to see what this. Okay, there you go. Some people just diving in, leaving Periscope cold turkey. So I'm still on Periscope, trying to figure out the best way to. Oh my God, Jay Jenner just gave me a super hard award. It's just like Periscope. Is the demise of Periscope a harbinger of the decline of live streaming? Well, that is a really good question, actually. And I don't know the answer to that. Time will tell. I think live streaming is still sort of in its infancy. And it's really hard to tell, is it going to take off or is it going to die? It's really hard for people, I don't know how to explain this, but it's kind of hard for people to develop good content on a consistent basis. Now, there's people that do it like Blaine and Bobby, of course, and many others, but it's not a skill that everybody can do. It was so quiet on Periscope, nobody there anymore. Was there last night, people are leaving fast. That is true. People are leaving fast, and I did notice the numbers dropping. Blaine, I don't know if this is a general problem or specific problems, but one of my very loyal followers for many years told me that Periscope had her unfollow me. And when she tried to follow me back, she could not follow me back. She was told she had to go to had to go to Twitter. Is that my car? You mean this little tiny thing here? No, that's not my car. I would not drive that. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but yeah. Test delay 15 seconds? Wow, Bill, are you serious? It takes so much time and effort to be consistent. No, that's true. It does really take time. And I have to tell you, even myself, I've noticed like for guys that have been following me for a long time, my first year and second year on Periscope, I really delivered a lot of content, but it took a lot of time and effort and planning and whatnot. And I kind of scaled back after a while because I was like, what is the point? But who knows? This is a new beginning with Haps, and maybe I can go back to doing the wild and crazy stuff. Frameable Faces is here. Oh my God. Speaking of good broadcasters, you set the bar too high for yourself. Quickly developing events are not as well covered by traditional. That's true. There are occasions. We've been following you for 37 years, back before I was born. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, Frameable Faces, guys, you should be following them if you don't. They're a duo. It's Doug and Allie. It's Frameable Faces. And they broadcast on almost daily basis. That's another example of people that consistently deliver good quality, despite Doug. Allie holds up the team there, and they deliver great stuff. Is there a live streaming community in Paris? Bit new. Well, there is kind of a live streaming community in Paris. We have quite a few live streamers here that are prominent, probably maybe a dozen or so, 12 or 15. And we used to hold like regular meetings and stuff, but all of that kind of died away. When Periscope first started, we used to have these Periscope meetups. Some people, I guess, still had them, but there was a lot of them the first year and second year. And then they became less and less frequent. I know in the UK, they were still doing some Perry meetups. But, we had a huge one in a couple of large ones in the US with these Periscope summits. And look at this building, Doug and Allie. You should have an apartment up there on the top of this building. Now you're on Haps. We have Herman Cain's Ghost here on Twitter. Do you see comments when people watch via Twitter? I do see comments via Twitter. Euromido, what's the French coronavirus restrictions? I never saw your fellow Parisians observe any distance at bus stations with your broadcast yesterday. So that's kind of interesting. So we have a lot of restrictions. So we just got off our most strictest restrictions, which was last month. So last month for about 5 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks, we had everything shut down and you could not leave your house. So you could not leave your house unless you had an authorization form that was filled out, date and time stamped, and you had to have a very valid reason for going out, like getting medicine or getting food or something like that. And you were very limited to how far you could go out and for how long. So basically it was a 1 hour limit and a 1 kilometer distance. Love meeting other broadcasters here in the US. Yeah, so as far as meeting up, so we had a big meetup in New York. There was another one in San Francisco. I invited a whole bunch of Periscopers. I mean, I got very lucky. The Dubai government contacted me. They said, hey, we want to do a thing with Periscope. We'd love you to come out here and film all kinds of stuff. And they told me I could invite my friends. I can invite anybody I want. So I was like, well, let me invite a bunch of other Periscopers from around the world. And so I invited people from Australia and from California and from the UK and from all over, from Las Vegas even. And we all went to Dubai and had a blast. And they spent a lot of money on us. And I mean a lot. Chris is in the house. Free to laugh now. Be sure to follow him. He's also has great content, and he has an amazing radio voice. If you need any voiceover work, he's your guy. We didn't get to meet you in New York because I know on Yom Kippur. Believe me, I know about that. I had a heated discussion with the people that organized that event, and I was like, "How can you have an event, especially in New York of all places, around Yom Kippur?" I'm like, "Come on, guys, this is New York City." And yeah, so it was unfortunate with the timing. They said that there wasn't anything they could do about it because they had everything booked and planned, et cetera, et cetera. But they should have thought about that when they planned it. So I was like, "Come on, guys." So yeah, so that's why Jason didn't show up. Frameable Faces didn't show up. I still went, but uh, whatever. But I probably shouldn't have. But yeah, but I did. I invited a whole bunch of people to Dubai, and I would have invited more, but a lot of people. So it was so early in the first year that I met a lot of great people afterwards. Otherwise, I would have invited Doug and Allie, and I would have invited Bobby, and all these other great people. I would have invited Chris. Your shadow is taller than Jim. The shadow is pretty tall. It's an optical illusion. Charlene says hello from London. Hello, Charlene. Huey says Yom Kippur is a mandatory shutdown, even in the broader community. Definitely no. Yeah, I think it. Yeah, it. What can you say? It's a very strange decision. You know, they were probably able to get great deals on renting places because they were all vacant. But yeah, uh, but it was a very successful event. I mean, hundreds of people went and bought tickets, and I got to meet so many people that had been following me for the first time. So that was cool. The water looks so calm. It's pretty calm. You can see a current, but it's a very nice walk. You see a lot of people jogging here. All right, gotta go. See you soon. All right, thanks for stopping in, Doug and Allie. And you guys saw the Statue of Liberty. So hopefully some of you saw the Statue of Liberty there. We have Statue of Liberty here in the river that you saw, but we got another Statue of Liberty over in the Luxembourg Gardens, and then we have another Statue of Liberty inside the Musée d'Orsay. So we have a lot of Statues of Liberty. Costly maintenance. Hello, says Rusty. Hello, Rusty. Andrea says hi. You can see the apartment buildings. So these apartment buildings, see, look at all the apartment buildings along the river. You get a beautiful view of the river, and you get a view of the Eiffel Tower, which we're going to walk to right now. And I see you guys piling up those awards. Oh my God. I'm going to be at 10% of my goal soon. How do you get Twitter Live? So if you want to watch a Twitter Live broadcast, you just look at your Twitter feed and just click on the videos that pop up. If you want to broadcast on Twitter Live, what you have to do is do the same steps you would to post a photo. So you click on the photo button, and you'll see all the photos in your album that you can upload. But the very first entry, instead of a photo, will say something like "Go Live," and you just click on that, the camera, and then you can broadcast. So thank you guys for all those awards. Very nice. Don't forget to join HAPS if you're not already on HAPS. Can you stop and do a Statue of Liberty pose with your shadow? Chris, I could, but we've already gone so far away from the Statue of Liberty. But you know what? I will come back probably tomorrow, and we'll do a proper Statue of Liberty poll. We'll get right up close to the Statue of Liberty. Is there a chat function in Twitter Live that does not register in one's regular Twitter feed? Ah, that is an excellent question, and I do not know the answer to that. Does anybody know? When you're watching a Twitter video, I'm assuming you can comment. Just your shadow. I don't know the answer to that. But we'll find out. We'll find out and get back to you. Huey X. Free man. Great question. There we get an above ground metro. You don't see too many of those in Paris. Nice shot. You like that? Is there a way to see the broadcast and perhaps on full screen? It should be in full screen, but let me see. If I turn it this way, does that make any difference for you guys? Not really. And yeah, oh, it did make a difference? Was it better when I turned it around? Now we're on the bridge. We're going to try to cross this bridge. Now we got a nice view of the Eiffel Tower, the river, the bridge, the whole 9 yards. If you need to follow somebody to watch Twitter Live, well, you do need to follow them to see them in your feed. If you're not following them, you can probably still watch it, but you wouldn't know that they were live. You'd have to do a search on their name first. So it'd be kind of complicated. There's the river. So you have these beautiful river walks, and you can see the Eiffel Tower. I never see anyone walk us through New York City with such detail. Well, the detail should be good because of I'm using an iPhone 12 Pro Max, and we probably have a good 4G or 5G connection. So yeah. So you can do a walk along the river, or you can walk along the street, which I'm going to do to show you the tower. And then we'll go over to the Trocadero, and then I'll probably go home. Or maybe I'll walk over to the Concord. It just depends. Mark Goldman calling in from Los Angeles. Hello, Mark. Mark, I have to say, I watched your Coffee Talk show on Bobby Bicker. I was very impressed. I had a lot of questions I wanted to ask you. So maybe sometime I can ask you some questions. I hear Bobby has a very interesting guest coming up on her very next, oh my God, an appreciation award from Mark. Well, thank you. I do appreciate those award guys. Very kind of you guys. Lamborghini rentals remain possible there. So, you know what? That's a really good question. I haven't seen those guys. So normally we have supercar rentals over here by the Eiffel Tower, also by the Champs-Elysees, and at a couple other tourist spots around Paris where you can rent a Lambo, you can rent a Ferrari, some Audi cars, all kinds of cars. Thank you, Maestro. It means a lot to me. Yeah, I really appreciated your story. And, if you have some time, I would love for you to come on one of my shows so I can interview you. I may ask some tough questions, but probably not too many tough questions. But yeah, I think it would be great to share that with my audience. Hello from Glasgow, Graham. Wow. Well, it's been, what, 4 or 5 years, I think, since I did a meetup in London. It's been a while. Chris from Toronto in the house. Welcome, Chris. You can see the river walk view here. Hello, thank you again for joining my broadcast, Mark, last night. Says Bobby. You'd be happy to do that. Awesome. Well, I'd love to have you on. And I know, Mark, I can't tell you how many DMs I've gotten, how many messages I've gotten. I mean, my inbox is just flooded with messages from people asking questions about HAPS. Should I go to HAPS? How do I do XYZ in HAPS? This feature doesn't work. What about this? What about that? I'm like, I'm not even tech support, guys. So I always give them Peter and Pablo's email, but I still get a lot of questions. So no high-end cars is a deal breaker. I know what you mean, Daniel. What about we do the first HAPS meetup in London? Bobby, I'm game. Let's do it. That would be fun. As soon as we can travel, which should be soon, I think. I'll hop up to London and I'll meet up with Bobby, and we'll meet up with whoever else is there, and it'll be great. Yeah. So the way those rentals work is, like I said, they're at all the hot tourist spots. They have a wide selection of cars, uh, all those different cars that I mentioned, but also different models, different makes and models, but also different colors. So you can get a red Ferrari or a yellow Ferrari or a green one. And so in the first year of Periscope, I used to always take those supercars on a spin. And back then I was doing it weekly, and every week I would do a different Lambo or a different Ferrari. And sometimes I would take not one, but two of them, and then we would race them together through the streets of Paris, and I would live stream it, and that was a lot of fun. Look at that. You've got a caravan of police trucks, right? Police vans. So I don't know if you can see them over there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 of them, 8 in a row. They all have their sirens on, and they're all rushing away. So there's probably like a protest or something that they're going to. And when I'm in journalism mode, which I'm not right now, I would be chasing them, going to the protest event and showing you guys that. You want to know when Hap's birthday is? When will we celebrate? That's a great question. If Mark is still here, maybe he can give us the answer. When is the official Hap's anniversary that we can celebrate? I think they were saying that they've been on for a couple years. Convertible in the string. Silver Star is here. Welcome, Silver Star. I see a lot of people watching on Periscope. We had some people on from Reddit earlier. So that's one of the cool things about HAPS is you have this multi. Okay, so there's more police trucks. I don't know if you can see them. There's another. So in addition to the 8 I counted earlier, there's another 7. So it's at least 15 police trucks in a row. And each one of those trucks can hold many officers and many arrestees. So it's probably a big protest somewhere. And I also see some unmarked police cars following up. So that should be a big event. Are you allowed to leave up to this live and HAPS for replay? Yes, you can leave them up. What are you using to simulcast on Periscope and HAPS at the same time? So HAPS does that automatically, Silver Star. So when you're on HAPS and you do a HAPS broadcast, you can connect to various other platforms, and basically they do the simulcasting. Is it the Seine? Yes, it is. So this river is called the Seine. You can see it here. Yeah, so the Yellow Vest is basically a weekly event. Normally it takes place, almost always takes place on Saturday. So it's every Saturday. So last week event was canceled. I was actually going to cover it perhaps because I was asked if I could cover it, but they canceled the event. So I wasn't able to do it. But there was another protest event that I could have covered, but I got around to it too late. Brenda says hi. The fill the screen button doesn't work. Yeah, I haven't gotten the fill the screen button to work on my side either. I don't know. Sometimes it seems to work, sometimes it doesn't. Can you get new donations off of the replays you leave up? That is a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I think you can, but I'm not 100% sure. I see. Thanks for answering my question. I just registered. Great. Well, if you registered, be sure to follow me on HAPS as well. Hope you will subscribe. Of course, I'll subscribe. So there's the Eiffel Tower. Yes, you can. There you go. Bobby's confirmed it. Bobby is a HAPS expert. I'm very happy that some people are joining due to my broadcast. I know Bobby was one of them, and quite a few other people have told me that they joined. And now we have a Silver Star as well. Where do you follow? Well, where do you follow? If you do a search, you should be able to find me that way. You have to get a new phone. Your old OS will not support apps. Oh no, sorry to hear that. So I just bought a new phone. I bought the iPhone 12 Pro Max. My old phone is the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which I happen to have with me. So, da-da-da. There's my iPhone 11 Pro Max. You got the widgets now. But you see, the thing about the iPhone 11 Pro Max, it's a huge phone. It's a big phone and it's a thick phone. The 12 is also a big phone, but it's not as thick. So it feels a lot more comfortable to hold in the hands. On my end, it shows you joining the Electoral College scope with NOLA. Oh, I appreciate you joining. That was a fun scope, yeah. And you know, the Electoral College is such an arcane thing, and a lot of people misunderstand it, how that voting takes place, what the consequences are. And there's the joint session on January 6th where they tally up the votes. A lot of people don't understand all the different possibilities there. Allie says, wow. I will broadcast on HAPS. I have a 2-week vacation. Oh, awesome. Well, we could do a couple of broadcasts together if you want. I can join yours, or you can join mine, or we can do both. It would be quite interesting. You love the blue. Yeah, so my new phone is, I don't know which blue you're talking about. The blue sky, maybe? The blue sky is awesome. But my new phone is in blue. It's arcane, but the framer. Huh. Knew what they were doing. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm not a critic of it. I know a lot of people are critical of the Electoral College. I think it's very useful. It's just arcane. It's a little not well understood these days. Has anyone ever TP'd the tower? I don't know what TP means. Funny to think the Eiffel Tower was only supposed to be 10%. That's right. So the Eiffel Tower was constructed in 1889 at the anniversary, the 100th anniversary, the centennial anniversary of the French Revolution. We had a World's Fair here in Paris, and very typical at World's Fair, they have these contests, and the Eiffel Tower won the contest, and it was sort of like the portway entrance to the World's Fair, and it was a temporary structure. So it originally only had a permit, I think it was for 10 years, and then was supposed to be taken down. But the Eiffel Tower got very, very lucky because it was built around a certain golden age, if you will, of techno, technological expansion. So all kinds of new technologies came out, and there was one new technology in particular that came out that needed testing, and the Eiffel Tower was the perfect place to test it. Maybe some of you guys can guess. Hope to see you soon. Yeah, I hope so too. Maybe some of you guys can guess what that is. That technology that saved the Eiffel Tower. Anybody guess what did they use the Eiffel Tower for that they decided to keep it around? It only benefits Republicans. Well, yes and no. I mean, obviously, it wasn't designed to uh, to benefit Republicans. The elevator, no, not the elevator. The elevator, of course, makes it easier to walk up all those steps, right? Because it's a lot of steps. It's like 1,800 steps. Oh my God! On Reddit, put some Putin on it. Got the right answer. Radio. Chris got the right answer. Radio communications. Yes. So the radio was being invented around that time. And so the top of the tower was a great place to put a radio antenna. You see, they still have radio antennas up there to make broadcasts. Because it's up so high, you know, at the time it was built, it was the tallest building in the world, tallest structure in the world. Um, and so it had great reach. And because of it being up so high, it allowed a lot of people to be able to pick up those radio transmissions, and it allowed those radio signals to go a great distance. Go to miss those Shrove Tuesday broadcasts. Mardi Gras. Tonya C just subscribed. Well, thank you for subscribing. Pancake races back in 2016. Hilarious. We got our bicycle delivery guys. There's the Eiffel Tower. You're my first broadcaster subscription on Haps. I use my laptop. Well, that's awesome, Huey X. Glad to be here first. Funny to see people drive under it. It's like just another common roadside attraction. You know, we are a little bit spoiled here. And I noticed that when I first started live streaming on Periscope a little over 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, and I would scope the Eiffel Tower and some other famous Paris landmarks. And people really appreciated it, was in awe And I realized how much I take it for granted. Bye, says Love Live Fans page. Bye, thanks for stopping in. Hideko's here from Japan. Awesome. How much I take it for granted because I was like, I see this thing literally every single day. You know, when I go to the gym, when I walk around Paris, I see the Eiffel Tower, I see these beautiful buildings and monuments and all these kinds of things. Oh, somebody asked about the supercars, and they are here. Look at that. So Jeff Squad is in the house, so you can still rent these cars. So they're out and about. So here's a Ferrari. So you can take a spin in one of these cars for about $100, and you get to ride them for 15, 20 minutes and take a quick spin around Paris. You can rent them for the whole day if you want. It's a little bit more expensive, depending on which model you get. It can hit you $1,500, $2,000 for the day, or you could take a 20-minute spin for like $100. You were born in D.C., you lived in Maryland, never been to the White House. That's true. That's very common that that people that live in cities with, world famous landmarks and attractions, the locals often never go. And when they do go, it's usually because they have out of town guests and they want to show them. So I'm kind of the same way. Well, now that I broadcast, I go. But before I was broadcasting, basically, I would never go to the Eiffel Tower. The only time I'd go to the Eiffel Tower and go on top was when I had guests from out of town. They were like, oh, we got to see the Eiffel Tower. And then I would take them to the top. Looking around the house, not so bad. Well, I'm glad you're liking it. There's a lot of cool things to like. Here we got a statue. Chris Van Oliver just started following me on Instagram. Well, thank you, Chris, if you're listening. Me in South Carolina, tourists go to more places than locals. Yes, Southern California, rather. They don't realize the beauty or just slow down to enjoy it all. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about it because it's so close and so accessible. Yeah, it's like you don't have to go. Like there's no rush because you can always go. And because of that, you never go. And then you always end up going when somebody from out of town comes in and they're like, hey, Euro, let's go to the Eiffel Tower. So yeah, that's very true. Thank you guys for all those awards. Oh no, you froze. Look at how nice the grass looks. The fountain is all dry. So normally we have a nice fountain there, but it's all dried up for some reason. I don't think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna be late for dinner tonight. Dr. Max Feldman. Nothing special. Maybe for locals it's not quite as special, right? Because you don't have to make a trip. When you travel halfway around the world, you want to go there. Yeah, it's not open right now. So we can walk around the tower, but you can't go inside right now. You can't go up the tower. But when it reopens, we'll start rebroadcasting that. There you got a guy standing on the edge of the fountain. Don't fall over. He's very excited. You have to go moderate for Piano Man. All right, Brenda, thanks for stopping in. Eddie's in the house. Hey, Eddie. How can you be in such a beautiful place like this and be yelling and so excited? Tourism won't be back for at least another half year. You're right. It is going to be a while. Tara Lee just subscribed. Well, thank you, Tara Lee. Good to see you in here. Glad to see you over here. You're from Scope. Well, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you're here. And yeah, it's sad. Periscope. Oh my God, we got a Super Heart Award from Tara Lee. Well, thank you for that Super Heart Award, Tara. Dennis Riley is on the Haps. Well, look at this. Look at him ride that bike on one wheel. Fun fact, the internal framework for the Statue of Liberty was Eiffel's design. That's right. So Gustave Eiffel was here's another one-wheeler driver. Can you guys do that? Oh, we got some lovers looking for the perfect photo with their flowers. Really clear screen, Euro. Kenny, I like to hear that. I like to hear that. We got the police out in force wearing their masks. Very cool. So you can see the police there with masks on. This girl almost rode her bike right into the police. The picture quality is amazing on Haps. Well, that's good to know. The only thing I don't like about Haps is too much stuff on the screen. Yeah, they need to think about having maybe one screen for broadcasters, another screen for users. But, even Periscope, if you guys remember it from its first incarnation, it was like completely clear or very much clear. They started adding things one by one, but they were very loath to add anything to the screen, which isn't the case with Haps. Your thumbs are too big for all the little buttons. Yeah, and the buttons are very small and close together too. Text is super small. Yeah. So yeah. Hello, Euro. Good afternoon. Well, hello, Nani. Oh, look at this. Those two of those guys are really good with this riding on one wheel. Hey, Euro. Hey, Tuss. Good to see you guys. Look at you guys. Thank you for all those awards. I appreciate that. We got to be at what, 10% of my goal? Maybe this will improve soon. And amazing that, yeah, they've been very responsive. They are taking suggestion. The screen looks like a cable TV news screen with info overload. That was cute. She did a wheelie. Yeah, they're all doing wheelies, but two of the guys are like amazing because they can ride a wheelie for the whole length, and then they not only sit, but then they stand up. This is one of them. See, he can stand up, switch his legs from side to side, and he rides it low all the way to the end. He even stays stationary on one wheel. That's pretty impressive. But in Periscope, you can turn your phone and see it full comments. You can also hide the comments. Well, you can hide the comments in halves. You like theater mode. So you see everybody out here doing their thing. More police officers. A lot of police officers here today. Or maybe these are the same police officers. I'm not sure. Wearing their masks. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end the broadcast here. Still saying scope. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Thanks. Bye.